It's great to be with you all here tonight at this wonderful annual celebration of Greece. I wish I could say, like Dean and John, that I was born in Greece, but I can't say that. I thought I could say at least my partner, Alex Blaze, was born in Greece, but I just found out he wasn't born in Greece either. So I said, well, your parents were born in Greece? He says, no. His grandparents were born in Greece. The closest I ever came to Greece was in college, where I say almost had a Greek girlfriend. I remember her today. She was so beautiful and striking. She had black hair, very white skin, beautiful physique, blue eyes like the Aegean Sea. So we had a couple of dates, and they went very well. But at the end of the second date, she told me, John, I have good news and bad news for you. I said, okay, let's hear the good news first. She goes, I like you a lot. I said, great. What's the bad news? My father told me I can't go out with you anymore. She could only go out with Greek wives, so that's as far as I went. But tonight I want to first acknowledge our hosts, Nicholas and Olga, who have been organizing the Capital League Invest in Greece Forum for 26 consecutive years. Nicholas, thank you for your service to Greece. A few years ago, I was lucky enough to receive this award, and at that time, with the newly elected Prime Minister, I told you that Greece is back. But even I then, as optimistic as I was, didn't know how strong Greece would come back and how well they're continuing on their growth platform. Under the government of Prime Minister Mitsotakis, Greece has emerged, as we know, as a European economic leader. His government has lowered taxes, reduced red tape, and maintained fiscal discipline, all of which have created a favorable investment climate. We all know the positive results, but it's worth repeating because it's good to be on a winning team. GDP, even this year of slow European growth, is growing at an excess of almost a 2.5% rate, which is almost 4 times the European average. Greece, as we know, which none of us believed would be possible, or many of us didn't, has become investment grade again. Tourism receipts reached a record 19 billion through September of this year. Manufacturing, once a weak spot, output has increased 10% since 2020. Real estate prices, anyone that owns real estate in Athens or anywhere in Greece for that matter, has seen a steady increase on average about 9% per year. And most remarkably, for everyone in Greece, the unemployment rate has fallen. Now, was always a target below 10%. Now it's only 9.3%, from 19% when the Mitsotakis administration took charge. And the Greek banking sector, one of which I'm very fond of, and let me tell you, this has not been an easy journey. When Alex first convinced me to invest in Greece, we recapitalized Piraeus, and it was doing well, but then under Cyprus, with the banking collapse and threat of Greece leaving the euro, the banks collapsed again. And you all remember that period. And we recapitalized the banks a second time. But the economy was so weak under Cyprus that the Greek banks, although we put in capital, never recovered. And their non-performing loans were too high. So finally, it was a choice. Do I throw in the towel after losing literally 100% of my investment twice? Or do we go for another round? And it's never good to throw good money after bad money. But with Mitsotakis at the helm, the programs he was implementing, and with Yannis as governor of the banks of Greece, we felt now was the opportunity to reinvest. And we recapitalized Greece Piraeus Bank again for the third time, this time buying about 220 million shares at $1.10 in the offering, where we raised a lot of money under Christos' leadership. And again, we recapitalized the bank, and now it's finally been a success story. The stock now approaching $4, up almost 300%, which more than compensating us for the previous investments. And now we're solidly in the black with a very solid future ahead. Even though the stock is up from 110 to 390 when we did the investment, Piraeus still trades at less than 4 times earnings. And it has a dividend yield based on this year's earnings of 8% and next year 12%, almost double what the European average is. So there's still, even though the Greek market is appreciated, Greek real estate is appreciated, in my opinion, there's still a lot of room for appreciation. And if the Piraeus Bank 2 years from now trades at an average of the European multiples, there's another 50 to 80 to 100% upside. Not only Piraeus, the other Greek banks and many other Greek securities. So we really are in a sweet spot. Anyone in Greece knows how we're benefiting, and I think that beneficial is going to continue. These are all very positive trends that set Greece apart, and I have no doubt that Greece will continue to prosper during the remaining 3 years of the current Mitsotakis administration. But importantly, if Greece continues to pursue these pro-investment policies in subsequent administrations, then I'm equally certain that Greece's prosperity can continue for decades to come. So if that is the case, which I'm hopeful it is, we're still at the beginning of the emergence of Greece as a European economic leader. As an individual that has played a leading role in bringing Greece to this point of great promise, and who has served his country with great distinction, is our honoree, the governor of the Bank of Greece, Yannis Stournaras. Tonight, we join together to celebrate his many and notable achievements. You've heard some background on his remarkable career, distinguished above all about his outstanding service to Greece and to Europe. We know that he graduated from the University of Athens with an undergraduate degree in economics, but then received his master's and PhD degrees in economics from Oxford University. He then served as a leading professor of economics, a policy advisor to successive Greek governments, the chairman and CEO of Ekaterini Bank, and the Director General of the Athens-based Foundation for Economic and Industrial Research. All of this deep and broad experience prepared him for the historic moment in 2012 when he became Minister of Finance of the Hellenic Republic. We all remember that Greece was in a difficult position and the country needed a strong and articulate leader in the finance ministry to chart the way forward. Yannis was that leader. He put Greece's public finances on a stable footing, establishing credibility with Greece in Europe. In 2014, he assumed the leadership of the Bank of Greece, and here too he played a decisive role. There was a change of government in 2015 that resulted in a banking crisis that raised the specter of a potential exit of Greece from the euro. Fortunately, Yannis was governor of the Bank of Greece at this critical time. He was a forceful and unwavering voice, both domestically and in the European Central Bank, in favor of keeping Greece in the euro. By orchestrating the simultaneous capitalization of all 4 systematic banks, he achieved what many people thought could not be done. and steered the Greek banking sector to safety. Yannis also made further improvements in other areas of banking. He facilitated much-needed enhancements in corporate governance. He encouraged the banks to innovate for the benefit of Greek consumers, and most importantly, he was instrumental in engineering the cleansing of NPEs from the bank balance sheets through the very effective Hercules program. Today, the Greek banks are well managed with ample capital buffers, high asset quality, and robust profitability. This spectacular achievement has happened under the leadership of Yannis Stournaras. Yannis has not only made his mark at home in Greece, he has also been a highly consequential leader in Europe. As a member of the Governing Council of the European Central Bank since 2014, he has been a consistent and forceful voice for credible monetary policy, deeper European integration, stronger economic growth, and higher standard of living for all the people of the Euro area. Tonight, we recognize Yannis's far-reaching impact at home and abroad. We celebrate his many accomplishments. We honor his exemplary record of public service in Greece and Europe. Please join me now in congratulating Yannis Stournaras as the recipient of the 2024 Capital Link Hellenic Leadership Award.
Thank you.